Have you ever wondered why? No matter where you go, Lagos, Johannesburg, Accra, London, you would always find Igbo people running businesses and thriving. What's their secret? How do they rise again and again, even when facing hostilities, discrimination, and sometimes outright xenophobia? Well, today we are breaking it all down. The secret of Igbo business success, how they navigate challenges, and the lesson the whole world can learn from them. So sit back, because this is not just history. This is about culture, survival, and unstoppable determination. Igbo businesses, despite their hard work and global success, are often treated with suspicion, hostility, and outright discrimination. From the streets of Lagos to the markets of Kano, and even in international trade, the Igbo entrepreneurs constantly face barriers that go beyond normal competition. Today, let's uncover the truth behind why Igbo businesses are discriminated against. The story begins with the Nigerian Biafran Civil War. After the war ended in 1970, the Igbo people were economically crippled. No matter how much you had in the bank before the war, you were given only £20 to start life afresh. This single act was a clear message: don't rise too fast again. Yet, the Igbo spirit of resilience rebuilt from ashes, but the suspicion never went away. Many still view Igbo wealth as dangerous and threatening. Fast forward to today, the Southeast has no functional seaports, no international airports of true global standard, and a very few federal industries. Roads are neglected, industries abandoned, and federal contracts are diverted elsewhere. Why? Because empowering Igbo businesses is often seen as empowering a people already too industrious. This deliberate sidelining means an Igbo businessman spends more to import goods, more to transport them, and even more to survive. Step into any of the major markets in Nigeria: Owerri in Aba, Onitsha main market, or Alaba International Market in Lagos. You will find Igbos leading the charge. This dominance in trade creates envy and fear. Some state governments create hostile policies, heavy taxes, or outright demolitions aimed to weaken the Igbo traders. In times of crisis, their shops and businesses are the first to be attacked. In the north, an Igbo man can live for 30 years, build businesses, employ hundreds, yet still be seen as an outsider. Whenever ethnic or religious conflict erupts, the Igbo businesses and its community pay the heaviest price. Decades of sweat can be lost overnight. Even abroad, the story continues. Because of the fraudulent acts of a few Nigerians, the entire Igbo community is often stereotyped. Banks hesitate to grant them loans. Foreign partners sometimes look elsewhere, and immigration authorities profile them unfairly. Unlike other groups with strong institutional backings, Igbo entrepreneurs mostly depend on themselves and their community of networks. Let's start from the very beginning. For the Igbo, business isn't just a job. It's a way of life. It's in their DNA. From a young age, children grow up around markets, watching their parents trade, learning how to negotiate, and seeing firsthand that wealth is created, not inherited. Historically, the Igbo people were already traders before colonial times. They controlled trade routes, exchanged palm oil, salt, iron tools, and kola nuts. That experience built instincts that still exist today. But here's the real secret: the Igbo's philosophy of Onyaha na nwanne ya, don't leave your brother behind. Success isn't complete unless others succeed with you. That's why when an Igbo person makes it, he lifts others up. He brings in apprentices, supports relatives, and helps build entire communities. Success is never just personal. In Igboland, it's collective. Now let's talk about strategy. One of the most powerful systems in the Igbo business world is the apprenticeship model, the famous Igbo boy. Here is how it works. A young boy leaves his village and goes to live with a master trader in the city. He serves for years, learning, observing, working hard. He doesn't just learn how to sell goods. He learns resilience, how to negotiate, how to deal with suppliers and customers. At the end, the master settles him, gives him capital, connections, and a chance to start his own business, from apprentice to entrepreneur. Think about it. This is like an informal MBA, but with guaranteed funding at the end. No banks, no loans, just trust and mentorship. This system has produced countless successful Igbo businessmen, some who started with nothing and now run multi-million-dollar empires. But beyond apprenticeship, the Igbo secret weapon is adaptability. They don't just cling to yesterday's success. When the industry fades, they move to the next. From palm produce to spare parts in Nnewi, from textiles in Aba to electronics in Alaba, and now into fintech, oil servicing, and real estate. If the market shifts, they shift with it. That's how they survive. That's how they thrive. But let's be real. It's not always smooth. Success comes with battles. Igbo businesses have faced deep hostility. In Nigeria, history is full of painful memories. From the pogroms of the 1960s to targeted attacks on Igbo traders, shops burned, markets destroyed, and lives lost. Even outside Nigeria, in places like South Africa, xenophobia has reared its ugly head. People resent the success of Igbo entrepreneurs, seeing them as outsiders seeking to take over their lands. Now, imagine this. Years of sweat, savings, and sacrifice all wiped away overnight. But here's what makes the Igbos different. They don't quit. Instead, they rebuild, they diversify, they spread across multiple cities and regions, so one disaster won't wipe out everything. Yes, the psychological impact is heavy. Trauma, fear, mistrust, but determination pushes them forward. For many Igbo entrepreneurs, giving up is simply not an option. Every setback just becomes another reason to push harder. Now, let's get the real backbone of Igbo success community. Banks, formal loans, interest rates, they are often out of reach, especially in the early stages. Instead, Igbo entrepreneurs rely on family, friends, and hometown associations. One powerful tool is the Esusu system, a rotating savings group. Everyone contributes money, and each person takes turn in receiving a lump sum to fund their business. No interest, no paperwork, just trust and discipline. Town unions also play a huge role, whether in Lagos, London, or Johannesburg. Igbo people gather, pool resources, and support one another. And let's not forget about reputation. In the Igbo world, your name is your biggest asset. A trustworthy businessman can access credit, partnership, and opportunities without collateral. But if you break trust, you close doors everywhere. That's why credibility is considered more valuable than cash. Now, you might be wondering, what can the rest of us learn from this? The Igbo story is not just about one ethnic group. It's about universal success principles. Build strong networks. Nobody truly succeeds alone. Stay adaptable. The market is always changing, and only the flexible survive. Value mentorship. Teach others, and success multiplies. Be resilient. When life knocks you down, rise stronger. Protect your reputation. Trust is currency. The Igbos have shown the world that grit, adaptability, and community power can turn even the harshest environment into opportunity. From small market stalls in Onitsha to high-rise buildings in New York and London, their story is proof that no challenge is too great and no environment is too hostile if you have the right mindset. For the Igbo, business isn't just about money, it's culture. From childhood, they learn that wealth is created through hustle, risk, and resilience. The philosophy is simple. Onyaha na nwanne ya. Don't leave your brother behind. Success is collective. Take Cosmos Maduka, founder of Coscharis Motors. He started as an automobile apprentice at age 7, was dismissed at 12, but built an empire from the scratch. Today, Coscharis is one of Nigeria's biggest automobile distributors. That's the Igbo entrepreneurial spirit in action, turning setbacks into success. Here's the secret formula, the Igbo boy apprenticeship system. A young boy serves under a master trader, learning discipline, resilience, and business skills. After years, he settled with capital to start his own. That's how Innocent Chukwuma, founder of Innocent Motors, started. From selling spare parts in Nnewi, he shifted into motorcycles, and today he runs Africa's first indigenous car manufacturing company. It's mentorship, empowerment, and entrepreneurship all in one. Of course, success hasn't come easy. Igbo businesses have faced discrimination, destroyed shops, even violent attacks in Nigeria and beyond. Resentment often follows their success, but the response, resilience. Take Chief Chika Okafor of Chikasin Group. After disaster threatened his business, he diversified, expanding into manufacturing, oil services, real estate, and more. Today, Chikasin is a multi-billion-naira conglomerate. For Igbo entrepreneurs, failure is never the end. It's a reason to push harder. Here is another secret community. Instead of relying on banks, Igbo people use Isusu saving groups and town unions for startup capitals. Everyone contributes. Everyone takes turns benefiting. And above all, trust is currency. In Igbo business, a good name can open doors that money cannot. Look at Stella Okuli, founder of Emzo Pharmaceuticals. She built her company with community support and today provides affordable medicine to millions of people across Africa. And yet, despite all this, the Igbo man and woman still rise, from the ashes of war to controlling the largest markets in Africa to building global brands. Their resilience is unmatched. But the question remains, how long will this discrimination continue to stand in the way of progress? If you believe it's time for Nigeria and the world to give the Igbo entrepreneurs the respect they deserve, then share this story. Let's spark the conversation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we continue to uncover the hidden truths about our people, our struggles, and our greatness. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more powerful stories about the Igbo culture, history, and people shaping our world. Because the Igbo story is not just about business, it's about resilience, survival, and unstoppable will to succeed.